If you're ready to harness the power of your communications data, blast off with Nylas today.
Hello, welcome to another episode of Coding with Nylas, live stream where we talk about programming, APIs, and more. And if you see that I'm kind of like not too good, it's because my allergies are kind of like worse every day. My nose is completely stuffed, so sorry about that if I sound like a little bit weird and look like I haven't slept too much. Anyway, let's move on. And let me remind you to like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Here are the fireworks. Like the channel, like the videos, and let us know what did you think about the show, what did you like, and what you would like to see. So today is really nice. We're going to talk about create an app that gets in upcoming events from contacts using FastAPI. So I gotta say that I have never used FastAPI before. So if you see something that doesn't really make sense, it's because I'm kind of new at it. Uh, it shares a little something. So FastAPI, it's similar to Flask. So it's a web framework and it's used mostly to create APIs. But you can use it just in the way that you can use Flask or Django, for example, just to create uh, web applications. So here's the web page. It's really nice. I mean, have a lot of information, and it have a couple of really nice things about it. So go check it out if you haven't. So Fast API framework, high performance, easy to learn, fast to code, and ready for production. So let's go and do the example first. Let me write this. This is going to run on port 8000. So let me go here. Sorry, localhost 8000. And why it's oh, okay. Let me fix that real quick. Uh, there's a problem. So basically, what happens is that I haven't updated my token because it has its own M file. So let me do that right away. Okay. Let me find it. It shouldn't take too much. Oh, okay. It's actually the one. Okay, bear with me for a second. Yes, so it seems to be a little bit harder. Oh, and by the way, Ram is not here because he's preparing for another conference. So he's kind of busy. He might join us on Friday. Okay. Shouldn't be more than a couple minutes. Okay. And just for a second. And this is what happens on a live stream. Even when you test everything, there's something that can go wrong. But it's just credentials, so it's easy to fix and not gonna take me too long. So just update this. Now that should be it. So now it should be ready. I'm gonna share my screen in a second. Yeah, perfect. Oh, sorry about that. Let me reshare my screen. So here it is. So basically, when we launch our application, it's gonna read from our contacts. So I have a list here with all my contacts. So whenever I choose one, let's say Randy Savage, and I press submit, it's gonna show me all the events that haven't happened yet. So all the meetings that it has with Macho Man Randy Savage that haven't happened yet. So I'm gonna click on submit. So according to this, I have one check gym equipment, which is gonna happen today at 4 p.m. or from 3 to 4. And then I have another one on Saturday, I think it is from 10 to 11. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna check with Terry Hulk Hogan. Yep, I got nothing with him. But what about with myself? Because remember, I'm using my Nylas account and my personal Gmail account. So I might have a meeting with myself. Yep, let's go some Fortran. And that's going to be on the 21, actually on the Saturday, from 10 to 4. I mean, you need a lot of time to actually code with Fortran. Uh, so I can choose whatever contact I have, and it's going to show me if I have or not any upcoming events. Okay, let's see. There's a comment here. Let me stop sharing my screen for a second so I can read the comment. Oh, let's share this. So, good afternoon, Darrell. Nice to have you here. Hope you like the show. Cool. Now, I'm going to reshare my screen because I want to show you the source code. And here is. First, of course, we need to load .m so we can read our environment variables. We need to import Ubicorn because Flask comes with its own server, or at least it uses a server. Here with FastAPI, we either need to use Ubicorn, or there's another one. I choose Ubicorn just because I kind of like the name. I grab everything from FastAPI. I'm using Pendulum, which is a fantastic, let me do this bigger. It's a fantastic Python library to manage dates. It's amazing. And also using Beautiful Soup. You're going to see why. And I'm calling the Nylas API. So first, we need to create a FastAPI application. So app is going to be FastAPI. We're going to load our environment variables, and we're going to initialize our Nylas client. Then kind of like the important thing here, I'm just going to go down. We need to actually specify our template directory. So we're using Jinja as a template to display the information. So we actually need to say like, hey, this is where it's going to be. It's going to be on templates. From there, we're going to say that when we go to our app and we go kind of like the root. So here, here 8,000. Root. What we're going to do is going to first load our contacts. What I'm going to show you in a second. And then we're going to run the template, which is going to be the template, the main template, which is going to receive the list of contacts. So before we move forward, main is going to have first a base, and the base is just to be able to call Tailwind CSS so that we can format it in a nicer way. And here, we're just going to call that. We're going to grab the contacts, we're simply going to loop them, and we're going to show them here on a drop-down box, which is this one here. So all our contacts are going to be here. And then we're going to say that if we haven't selected anything yet, or we haven't pressed submit, it was going to simply be like this. But once we select one, then we're going to grab all the information from the events and we're going to display them. So we're just using one page to show like the beginning of the page, or like to display the events that we have. And sorry, that's my dog if you can hear it. He wants to go out as always. Okay, so get contacts. simply it's going to go to the contacts endpoint. It wants to grab it from the address book. It's going to use a group. So I have a group of people just so I can select them. Here, what it's going to do is going to grab the email and it's going to grab the full name. So basically here, I got the full name and the email is underneath. So if I select Bret Hart and I press submit, then I'm going to pass his email. Once we have that, we're going to load the main page that I told you. And here, what we're going to do, when we do that, when we call main and we press submit, which should be here. When we press submit, what we're going to do is we're going to call the same page again, but this time with a post instead of a get. So here we're going to have an annotated form. So that's going to be where we are choosing from the combo box or the drop-down menu. We're going to grab that contact or the email, and we're going to pass it to upcoming events, which is where we're going to get all the events. So from there, we're going to go to the list, and we want to extract the full name, and then we want to just display all the events with their name, the title, the description, and the time of the event. So for that, we're going to go here. We're going to receive the email as an argument. We're going to use pendulum to get today's date. Description, there might not be a description, so we want to have like a placeholder and say just like no description, so it doesn't show empty. We're going to get the time for today and the current date. So this is important. Using pendulum, we're going to say that today's, this year, this month, this day, and today's hour. So we don't want to grab anything that already happened or it's kind of like in the middle of something that is happening. We just want whatever is coming up next. So once we have that, we're going to go to the events endpoint, and we're going to specify that we want all the events that start after, right now. And we want all the events that have a participant that it's in the email that we're using. So all the events, like for example, Rodney Savage is a participant. We would like to clear the list, so we don't want to get any repetitions. We're gonna loop through all the events, and we're gonna use Beautiful Soup just to get rid of all the HTML, so that we just get like plain text. Here is important because here we're gonna determine the type of event. Is there's a time span or a date span or a date? And that's important because if we have a date, it's like this event is kind of like the full day, right? Like let's say, for example, I don't know, Halloween, which happens on October 31st, it's going to be a full day event. We also can have a time span, which is like the event is going to start today at 1 and it's going to end today at 2, for example. Or a data span, which is going to say the event is going to start today, but it's going to end tomorrow. So you see this different ways of actually showing or like creating an event. So we want to handle all of them. Once we have that, we're simply going to append to our event list the title, the description, and the date. We're going to return that to our main. So here on main, we're just going to loop that and we're going to display it on the screen. Final thing here on our script is say that we're going to use the Ubicorn web server to run our application. And that's it. Nothing too hard. Actually, didn't took me that long to actually learn how to use FastAPI. The cool thing is that I found this really, really nice one from TestDriven.io, which is moving from Flask to FastAPI. It was perfect. I mean, from here, I got a lot of information that I needed to actually do them forward, because usually when you get to a FastAPI sample, it's usually kind of like to build an API, which is something that I didn't want to do. I wanted to actually build a website. So this moving from Flask to FastAPI was really fantastic. So thank you so much, Amal. That was great. Okay. So Nylas for the win. Thank you, Darrell. That's awesome. Let's do a something like light laser lights, something like that. So cool. So before we keep going, let me remind you the live streams every Wednesday and Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. We're everywhere at Nylas. I hope you like it. FastAPI is really nice. It didn't expect it to be that easy and that actually fast. Development took me like, I don't know, 2 hours probably to get it to the final one. So it was very fast. I'm not sure what's coming this Friday. Okay, I have a couple of comments. Let's connect. Sure, we can totally do that. I have a quick. Sure. You can look for me on LinkedIn. I can look for you. That's no problem. We can connect. So this is nice because it's a reminder for everyone. You just can look for me on LinkedIn. We can connect, and you can let me know any questions that you have. Let me see if I can actually share my LinkedIn profile. Let me see just real quick. Send me a request. We're gonna get connected. Let me see. You can see my nose is hurting. Okay, let me put it here. So let me create a banner for this. So here it is. Let's go to LinkedIn.com. In ATEJADA. Send me a request, and we can connect. So I don't know what's coming this Friday because Ram is not here today, so I cannot talk for him. But important. So next Wednesday, we're gonna announce the winners of the Nylas and AI hackathon. So that's gonna be epic. We had you're gonna find out on Wednesday. So just connect on Wednesday, and we're gonna announce the winners. Hope you like this episode. Don't forget, as always, to like and subscribe. We need you. Subscribe, like the videos, and keep following us. Just let us know what did you think about the show. And I hope you like it. Have a great Wednesday and see you next time.